evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to FTW Future Focus. We've got the whole crew here. I am your not so Let's try that again. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to FTW Future Focus, where sometimes we start off half-cocked. I am your not-so-humble correspondent, Robert Black, and it's going to be that kind of show, ladies and gentlemen, because joining us is the president of Motown Wrestling Group on Facebook, a man with so much integrity that he has to wear sunglasses in the shade. He is Tony Motown Allen, the master of wine, women's song, and cigars. How you doing, sir?
Daddy's back.
Lovely.
If anybody was wondering where I've been, I'll let you know where I've been for the last several weeks. I mean, some real shit been going down. That's why I couldn't be here. But I don't know if y'all heard the rumors that AJ Lee's returning. That's what I've been working on. I've been putting on AJ Lee like this.
And thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus.
She might be skipping her ass back to wrestling thanks to Tony Motown Allen. She acknowledged her daddy.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. We've got two on the board.
It's on. Got a little something.
Yep.
Got my fucking Jameson. I got a little bit of white Hennessy left. You know why I got a little bit? Because a friend of mine, a really good friend of mine, brought me this back from Jamaica. It is a Toro cigar dipped in pure white Hennessy. And when I finish this bitch up, I'm going to fire this bitch up. And where we at? 106. Thank you for joining us.
Yes. Well, now 108. And 109. Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. We're not even done with the introductions yet, and we're 3 deep.
Or what?
Oh, good Lord. Below me is the silent but deadly man from Chicago, Illinois, and he has about as much use for women's wrestling as I do for drinking bleach. He is Marvelous Marcus Buckley. How you doing?
I'm good. What's up, everybody?
Good to hear from you, sir. And to my caddy corner, she is the...
Cut it.
What?
Cut it. You are not introducing my client. I'm going to introduce my client. Because also while I've been gone, I have become the advocate for the reigning, defending, undisputed First Lady of Motown's Wrestling Group, coming from North Carolina, Ty Nickerson. How you doing, Ty?
Hi, guys. Jericho, don't sue. I know that's my other boo. Don't sue. Welcome to the shit show, ladies and gentlemen.
Actually, I probably should have been a wise man instead of an advocate, but...
Yeah. That's okay. I'm your not-so-humble correspondent, Ben last, but certainly not least, the founder of our feast, the president of FTW Network, my pal, my friend, my promoter and former professional wrestler extraordinaire. He is the mastermind, Bobby Rogers. Welcome to the show, sir.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Guess what? This weekend we celebrate. Because not only is Tony back, I'm fully back. And with this is a celebration cigar to say, fuck you, bitches.
Fuck all them bitches! Fuck all
otherwise known as the Bill Clinton Stogie. And thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. I will give I'll give that 2. I'll give that 2 in a row. No. We're up to 5 already.
I just want to jump on Bill. You know, that's why I started smoking cigars. Bill Clinton told me the wonderful things we could do with these motherfuckers. Thank you, Bill.
And thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus.
But let me go ahead and make some announcements right quick.
Sure.
Everybody here that's watching this show, all right, I really want to thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you for joining us for the longest that we've been in. We've been doing this for a while, but now it's time for us to expand. I know you guys watch. You guys don't watch live a lot. Sometimes you watch on tape delays, what have you. What I'm asking everyone out there that's watching to do is, please tell your friends, tell people you know about the podcast. We're about to start popping up on different type of formats. It's not just going to be YouTube. It's going to be other places. Spotify is one I'm talking to. I'm talking to another one with the Apple podcast thing. I'm trying to get some stuff together so we're on more platforms and reach out to more people. So, friends, families, foes, even that skanky ass bitch. Listen, if you guys know anybody like pro wrestling, please tell them about our channel. Let's expand. Let's make this let's make this a huge let's make this a huge family. I want to grow this.
Absolutely.
Y'all heard him. Tune into the show.
Please do.
Hey, 500 by the end of the year.
Yeah.
100
Yeah.
Yeah. And by the way, one more thing. What do I want to say? Oh yeah. Fuck you, bitch. That's all.
All them hoes.
And on that note, let's get to our first segment, which I believe is a new one called Y'all Trippin'. And
y'all were tripping last week.
Motown, I think this is your segment, and you want to.
It's me because I watched the show last week, and damn, y'all were tripping. And you know what y'all were tripping on? And ladies and gentlemen, they have no idea what I'm about to bitch about. I think all y'all agree. Y'all shitting on Dirty Dom and Liv Morgan?
No, shit on Liv Morgan.
You did a Vince McMahon dump on that bitch's forehead.
Yeah. Fuck Liv Morgan.
For tiny tits?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Oh God, I wish I watched that show live. I probably would have popped in if I was watching that shit live. They already did the Eddie Guerrero China thing with Rhea Ripley.
I disagree.
No, a lot of people was comparing. You've been seeing pictures of both of them come up. And how are you going to try to do a Eddie China thing with a bootleg Rhea Ripley?
Okay, now let me go ahead and explain this. Because we discussed this before. And I want you three opinion on what I'm saying here, okay?
All right.
Now, he's saying it's a bootleg Rhea Ripley, okay? What is her name? Raquel Rodriguez?
Yeah.
Okay. He's saying that she's a bootleg Rhea Ripley. I'm saying it kind of started off a little bit more because I think, even though I love China to death, I think Rhea Ripley is actually bigger than China. I actually think her in-ring presence and everything she does in that ring, her mic skills, everything was way better than China. So I can't compare what they do because he's dealing with a higher level of talent. So when you got Rhea Ripley, I'm gonna put this motherfucker down. When you got Rhea Ripley, it's more of Dominic feeding off of her. You know what I'm saying? In the Eddie Guerrero thing, China was really feeding off of Eddie Guerrero.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
So, in the dynamic that I look at when it comes to that, that's why I say Raquel Rodriguez is better because Raquel Rodriguez is feeding off of fucking Dominic. Dominic's the fucking dude. Dominic's a fucking heel of heels. He's a badass motherfucker in a little bit of what he does. So while I look at it, while everybody looks at it as, well, Rhea was there first and blah, 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 he was in love with her, blah, blah, blah. Okay, those facial dynamics may be the same, but the quality of talent is what I'm looking at. Dominic was feeding off of Rhea then to get to where he's at. Now, it's more of the Eddie Guerrero dynamic because guess what? Now Raquel Rodriguez is going to be feeding off of Dominic. So Dominic is the Eddie Guerrero. It's more the dynamic of Eddie in China than fucking Rhea would be. Rhea just her own fucking spaceship. She's a fucking planetary consolidation on her own. She's a superstar. She's the global iconization of women's wrestling. China wasn't that. You know what I'm saying?
I see your point.
China was not that. So that's why I gotta give the Raquel Rodriguez the more dynamic than with Eddie and
honestly, I get that because I'm looking at like I'm not comparing it like that. I was actually comparing it like Rhea Ripley than Raquel Rodriguez. Like, no, he had that with her, and Raquel's down here.
I see what you're saying, but again,
it seemed like
who's feeding off of who though?
Yeah, oh no,
and that's the part that I'm looking at.
Dominic's running that shit.
Dominic was feeding off of Rhea. Now, with Raquel coming, Raquel is feeding off of Dominic, which is more the Eddie Guerrero China dynamic than it would be with Rhea.
But don't you think he could lead Liv more, like be the leader more with Liv than Raquel?
No,
I think that's a good dynamic with them.
Liv Morgan got too many old dudes that want to jack off to her. I'm sorry.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus.
Man,
I'm just
the Pornhub edition.
I'm just. I mean, I'm being 100 with you. I mean, think about it. Liv Morgan can't wrestle. Liv Morgan has one move, and that's her finishing move. She looks like Rio. Only at least Rio can throw some kicks in there. And that's me saying a lot.
Thank you.
That's me saying a lot. So
considering what you guys have shit on Riho in the past, yes, that is a lot.
I'm gonna take a dump on that bitch's face like I'm Vince fucking McMahon.
He just took the words out of my mouth.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus.
But
that was just revolting.
This is the fucked up part about it, though. You could never lay on the table.
Oh, I'm not even going to dignify that one.
Oh, no, she is bad on the table, Rob. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean,
he knows what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah, I know what she's talking about.
He knows what I'm talking about.
We saw that shit live.
Yeah, we saw that live. How the fuck you miss a whole table?
A whole damn table.
A whole table.
Not a whole table, a whole table.
Yes, the entire table.
Okay. Okay, let me jump in on this one. The point of last week's conversation was the idea that Liv is the wrong person for this feud, that it should have been like Rhea and Raquel from the beginning with Dominic in the middle and not necessarily Liv. Why they wanted to push Liv, considering her being the square peg in this round hole, is not that's more about WWE creatives' tunnel vision for attractive blondes than it is for anything else.
But hold on. And the other thing is to get more old men to watch the program and to get the stock up for lotion and towels.
But here's the thing, though. Y'all said that they should have with Raquel over Liv, but Raquel been gone. She hasn't even been there.
Yeah,
I know, but she is more of a dynamic for Rhea. Yeah. They can have a better match than she and Liv can.
They were telling on this betrayal, she hasn't been there for any of it. Like, she's been hurt. She wasn't an option when this bus went into motion.
They should have never Liv though in the first place.
Well, maybe so, but
didn't Rhea legit hurt Liv?
Supposedly.
I mean, that's how she's in it.
Yeah, I guess so. And that makes sense from a storyline perspective, but still, Liv Morgan she's a different kind of Alexa Bliss.
No.
And that's what the company wants.
No.
I said different kind.
Alexa Bliss.
Thank you. Now you understand. Now you understand.
Unbelievable.
Hold on.
Marcus, save us, bring us back to sanity, please.
I mean, I totally agree with I that Raquel. I think there's a couple of ways they can go with Raquel. They can leave her with Liv, or eventually down her and goes with Raquel. And now you got that dynamic of the whole female bodyguard with the chicken shit heel uh, type of gimmick. I mean, I think that, Viv served her purpose, from a storyline standpoint of, when Rhea was healed, she initially injured Liv. So now they do the switch and the carry on storyline. But I think I think it's good from now. But eventually, I give it a month, and I think they're gonna switch that to Dominic, dumping her, and they go with that kind of like who is it? I can't think of who it is now. But I can't think of the rest on top of my head. But the chicken shit heel versus the big giant female bodyguard.
No, I do
Shawn
like the idea.
Michaels.
I do love the idea of Dominic turning on Liv and going with Raquel.
Raquel.
That's gonna make him an ultra fucking heel.
It makes him a man whore, is what it makes him,
No,
which is what they're going for.
Yeah.
It's making old men get happy with their towels and lotion. That's what it is doing.
Oh, thank
my
you for
God.
joining us on FTW Future Focus. Oh my God. Ty, what do you think of this mess?
Okay, kids, settle down. I agree.
Did you just say? You did
And
not.
she's right.
Excuse me.
The youngest person on panel.
Okay, men,
Yeah,
settle down. All right, fellas, settle down.
Thank you.
I like the idea of Dominic possibly dumping Liv and getting with Raquel Rodriguez to make him a ultra heel. Because first and foremost, I think the reason Raquel is almost inserted into this is because, if I'm not mistaken, didn't Rhea injure Raquel first? Then
Yeah.
injured Liv, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
Man, she was taking bitches all left and right.
Order the operations. There you go.
She's taking girls more than Trey Songz is. Forget Mr. Steal Your Girl. Rhea's gonna be Mrs. Steal Your Girl. Injury wise. Don't get no ideas, ladies and gentlemen.
And the first lady has spoken.
As for Dominic feeding off Raquel, is it possible that Raquel could possibly be feeding off of Dom if he gets inserted into the storyline down the line? Because you got to think about it.
Did I just say that?
When Dom first paired up with Rhea fed off Dom. Didn't Dom feed off of Rhea's aura?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Also, I don't like Liv and Dom together. I don't.
Well,
All right,
I mean,
As much as I want Rhea and Dom to be back together, I don't think that's gonna happen. But I do like
you can't put them together.
Raquel. No.
well,
You can't put
okay.
them together.
But
I'm too big of a heel and she's too big of a baby face. Like,
yeah,
The reason that Rhea and Raquel work better with Dom than Liv does is because they're bigger than Dom. That's the dynamic in the relationship that needs to happen. The girl needs to save the chicken shit heel's ass. And that's why that dynamic doesn't work. Liv is more of an enabler to Dom rather than protecting him.
so what you're saying, Rob, is size does matter.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. But
before Dom aligns with Raquel, show him the whole facts first. See how many girls have partnered with him.
Wow.
I said what I said. Y'all leave me alone.
Certainly. Well, I guess that opens us up to our next segment, which
And the
is
next segment, we're going all the guys going to go first. First lady is gonna actually be the last one to speak on it. Okay.
all
Come
right. Now,
on, Dad! Seriously?
God,
I don't want to go last.
you said God like that in a.
okay, let's start with me because I think I may be able to get this sanity like based in something nice. Okay, yeah, maybe something sane before we start making jokes here. Our
Wait. Ain't in that Vince McMahon documentary?
yeah, because I have something to say that doesn't involve fecal matter. Okay,
Well,
let's.
that pissed off.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. Oh wow, yeah, I may run out of ink.
I told you.
Anyway, yeah. Anyways, I thought that the documentary was done all right, but I had two main problems with the Netflix documentary Mr. McMahon. Number one, it couldn't decide whether it was going to be a puff piece or a hit piece. There were parts of it that were extremely negative. There were parts of it that made Vince McMahon sound like a genius. Now, that sounds like they were trying to balance it out, but from the way that it was cut together and the disclaimer that they had to put in front of almost every episode, it made it seem like it was a last minute adjustment because most of the footage was shot in 2021.
Yeah.
And the allegations, the major ones, didn't come out against Vince until long after all of the footage was shot.
And then they had to redo it after that.
Right, and you can tell that they had to make major adjustments to the tone of the show. That they had to, they couldn't they either were going to make it all positive and they had to swerve negative real quick, or they made it more fair in order to accommodate next Netflix getting Raw and then like have to compensate the other direction. So that was one big problem with it. The other is that not only was it tonally all over the place, but they couldn't decide whether they were going to do a personal piece on Vince McMahon or whether they were going to make it all about WWE. And personally, I wish that they had gone more in depth about Vince McMahon, the person, which I realize is damn near almost impossible because the man doesn't talk about himself that much for obvious reasons now. But
Yeah, that's kind of shitty.
I'm not even going to touch that one.
Why? Because shit hit the fan?
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future.
Or actually, the shit hit the face, actually.
Actually, the shit hit the hair, but thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. We're in deep. Anyways.
I want to be in deep.
To Vince McMahon, thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. But no, I wanted them to talk about the man more than the company, because how many documentaries have we gotten about how WWE started, how Vince turned it into what it is today, yada, yada, yada. I wanted to hear more about who the guy is as an individual, even if it's like the Jeffrey Dahmer, you know? Not that Vince McMahon has killed anyone, but we want to know who the guy actually is, and we still didn't get it because Vince McMahon is a very introverted guy. He only cares about his work, and apparently when you watch WWE or WWF programming over the years, that programming is who Vince McMahon is, and you can't separate the two. Okay, so those were my thoughts. So
Before
who
Marcus
wants to...
go, before Marcus go, I want Marcus go next. But you say he never killed anybody. Shit, motherfucker killed WCW. The motherfucker killed his marriage. The motherfucker killed his relationship with his kids. That motherfucker got a lot of blood on his hands. And in all honesty, he did legit kill somebody. Rest in peace, Owen Hart. Go ahead, Marcus.
Those are fair points. Marvelous Marcus, inform us.
Well, I'm on the same page as you. The documentary itself was okay.
Where did you go?
As somebody who's been watching wrestling for several years, most of the stuff I had heard before or I had seen in real time when it happened. You know, I enjoyed some of the old footage that showed how great of a heel Mr. McMahon was. I enjoyed seeing that. But I'm with you. I want to know more about the man. You know, I wanted to know more about those crazy rewrites like 3 hours before Raw. You know, I wanted to know. I was curious about, like, we heard about what kind of parent he was, but I'm curious as to, like, what kind of grandparent is he? Does he have any kind of relationship with his grandkids or anything like that? Is he grooming them to maybe one day take over the business? I mean, we heard about his 2-3 o'clock in the morning going to work out. I mean, stuff like that. I was curious to know more about what really makes Vince McMahon tick. You know, that's what I would like to see. I actually learned more about Vince the man if you listen to Jim Cornette's show. When he reviewed the documentary, he told more about Vince and working with him back when he was on the writing team. I got more out of that than the Netflix documentary personally. So I thought it was okay for the old footage, but it was, to me, it was just more about WWE than Vince McMahon to me.
Yep.
All right. I agree with you guys as far as, like, in my opinion, if he's not going to discuss himself, why do the shit? Literally. But we didn't, I don't think any of us heard anything in that documentary that we didn't already know. So the documentary was not really like learning about Vince. It was just basically like reliving our childhood up into our adulthood with professional wrestling. But it's like it was not all highlights, but basically a highlight film. And like you said, Rob, the way it started off and the way it ended, like 1 minute, like they were painting Vince to be a genius. I mean, to a certain extent, he was. I mean, Vince did a lot of good in the wrestling business during the 80s and 90s. Some of the shit that he did back then, it was like, I kind of enjoy watching it and remembering the shit and everything, though. But like you said, they've gone in one direction, and honestly, if the shit didn't hit the face or the head,
or the hair,
it would have been a complete fluff piece for Vince McMahon. It would have been. But they have to keep WWE happy because they're getting Raw. But you can't basically pull a Vince McMahon on all the fans and all the public with all the shit that they're going on. So you had to address the negative stuff with him. Mm-hmm. But and Vince McMahon, in all honesty, he has a following like Donald Trump, in my opinion. If you bring that motherfucker on Raw today, when you hear no chance, because that's what you got, even to this day, I guarantee you that'd be the biggest pop on the show.
Yeah. Can't argue with that.
Yeah.
Well, the biggest
Mastermind?
pop on screen, the biggest pop on TV. Because the bigger pop will probably be the bitch he's going to pop in the back.
Yeah,
oh, thank you for joining us.
That's actually true.
All
right.
Mastermind?
This actually brought back some memories for me. And I'm not just talking about the old footage. I'm not talking about reliving some of the moments and things of that nature. And more people that's been independent wrestlers will be able to identify with me on this than a lot of other people. So I'm probably speaking to them directly. This reminded me of when you're in a locker room and there's a well-known vet just there, and you're sitting down and you're getting dressed, and they're telling their story. you're not going to get that background of who they were when they grew up. You're not going to get all the evil stuff they've done. You'll hear some stuff that they've done wrong, but you won't hear all of it. But you won't hear the progression of their career and what they've done and how they accomplished it. That's what this reminded me of. A sit down with a veteran in a locker room where you're getting dressed, getting ready for your spot in the show, and they telling their side of the story of what they've been through and letting the younger people know and the people in there know what the experience was. It touched me in that way. I did wish that they went into more of his childhood to see what made him flip. But I didn't expect it because, again, being in those locker rooms, you know what I'm saying? You know it's not going to happen.
Okay.
But at the same time, they couldn't do all hit piece on him because of Netflix and the deals and stuff like that, you know.
But fuck you, Netflix.
They couldn't. But hold on.
No, I'm just mad because we don't have it. But
they didn't do it. They didn't do a fluff piece either, though. It was not a fluff piece. So I got to give them props for trying to make it even. I give them props to try to make it even as possible that they could and make their money. Got to make money too. You know what I'm saying? They got to get their cash and get their stuff up to do other documentaries and pad their pockets. My thing that I wish is that it'd have been longer. They had a couple more episodes. I think there was some stuff they skipped over.
Honestly, I felt the same way when I was watching it. Cause I did kind of feel like they kind of fast forward over 40 years of Vince McMahon on those episodes. So I get what you're saying on that.
But
yeah,
what everybody else is talking about, I think I got a different perspective because of what I've done behind the scenes. And I honestly 100% think that it was on point because I understood the direction that they were trying to show it. It was a veteran talking about his thing to the locker room, not so much as a documentary trying to be like PBS and Walter Cronkite saying, "Well, this first came from," no. It was more of that aspect, and I hope everybody thinks about it in that direction. Those who've been in locker rooms, you know what I'm talking about. Those that haven't, you might not be able to identify what I'm talking about, but just think about it in that aspect.
And I'll be honest with you, I kind of do want to watch it again because I wasn't like, okay, sit and watch it just to see what happened. My head was constantly like, how are they going to go? What they going to do? Like, so I wouldn't mind watching it again, to be honest with you.
I wouldn't either. I'm not saying I would watch it again. I'm just saying I understand the mode and the dynamic of how they were telling the story.
Yeah.
And I think Netflix took to it because Netflix has been in locker rooms, you know what I'm saying? So they got it, but they didn't understand that a lot of people, like regular fans and stuff like that, would get it, I don't think they took that into consideration, so.
Cool. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Tigress.
Whoa. I thought I was about to move on. I'm sorry.
No. It's time for Ty Nickerson to inform us of what she thinks of McMahon.
Get it, girl.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't watch the documentary about Vince McMahon.
Well, she watched naked.
Yeah, I don't want to know.
Okay.
Just kidding. Anyway, I didn't watch the documentary. I've heard bits and pieces regarding the documentary. If this would have been on any other streaming service like Paramount Plus, Discovery Plus, Hulu, or any other streaming site, they would have went all in on Vince McMahon documentary wise. They would have sprinkled maybe just a smidgen of spicy hot tea regarding Vince McMahon's childhood. And you got to think about it like this: is he grooming his grandkids to be brought up like that? We don't know, because we don't know. We don't know what he could be, whether or not he could be bringing his grandkids up to be the same way as him. We don't know.
But somebody do need to make a documentary on the expulsion of Vince and because I think we all, at least majority of us, do think that Stephanie is behind that. That's a story I want to hear about. I want to hear the facts. God, I bet that shit is fucking juicy.
That is juicier than a Popeye's chicken sandwich.
That sounds good right about now.
Love that chicken.
Yeah.
The point is, from what I know, Vince is a not so good human being, despite the even the controversies and stuff like that. Storyline wise, some of the storylines he's done were a bit questionable. Some of y'all watch some of the storylines with Vince because y'all are longer wrestling fans.
We old. You can say we
than
old.
I am.
Yeah, we motherfucking
Yeah,
old.
y'all the old heads. I'm the baby wrestling girly of the bunch.
Oh, that's so cute. Oh, what's that cigarette on my left ear? Oh,
Like I said, I've been a wrestling girly since the late '90s, early 2000s, stuff
young
like
fuck.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm proud to be that. I think if they ever did a follow up to the Vince McMahon documentary, at least sprinkle a little bit of tea, some spicy tea into it. That's if they do a updated, like a part 2 on Mr. McMahon. They need to sprinkle some spicy tea, Taijin, whatever.
Well, okay.
Make it spicy.
If they covered the lawsuit itself, if they just followed Janelle Smith and did like 2 episodes on that as it unfolds, like in real time,
that would have been kick ass.
Yeah, it'll be gross. It'll be disgusting, but that would tell us more about the man himself than it would about. The bottom line is that Vince McMahon is the P.T. Barnum of wrestling.
Yeah.
And P.T. Barnum also was not a nice person.
No,
he was. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a sexual thing, but a hustler thing with Barnum. Barnum ripped off everybody that he ever knew his whole life, and he did it for profit, fun, and ego. So, in a way, he and Vince McMahon are soul mates in that particular sense. But overall, I think we can all agree that the documentary didn't go far enough on a personal level and was more about the history of the company, and I guess you can't really separate the two. Okay, our next subject is concerning last week we had our review of WrestleDream. I was very impressed by the pay-per-view. The rest of the panel maybe not so much so, which is not a surprise. But I made the comment that I thought that, especially because of the Danielson-Moxley main event, that AEW had turned a corner after WrestleDream. And I wanted to shoot out to the panel whether or not that statement it was a good idea, or whether AEW is completely going the wrong direction and still falling on its face. First, we're going to start off with Motown.
And the reason I want to start this off, because you guys did the review of the show. You guys did an excellent job reviewing the show.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't here for that, so that's why I want to go first.
Okay.
The one thing that was, when I actually finally did see it, in my opinion, I don't have higher hopes for AEW after WrestleDream. And here's the reason why. It seemed like a typical AEW pay-per-view. They always, I mean, no matter like where we shit on it or not, though, but their matches are better than WWE's as far as like wrestling. They are more focused on wrestling, but it's been like that. I didn't see enough change that they're going in the right direction. Hopefully now that that writer's gone, it will be a difference. I just didn't feel like that pay-per-view made me feel like, hey, they're going in the right direction now or going in the better direction. I think they have been going in a better direction. I think 2024 for AEW has been better than the last couple years. Unfortunately, they haven't done what they did the first 2 years in existence. That the first 2 years, that shit was fire. It was like must see.
Yeah.
I think they're better now than they were since the Strum and all the negativity and all the backstage bullshit and all that stuff. They are paying more attention to storylines. I mean, you point that out, Rob, and honestly, I gotta agree with you because they haven't gotten better on storytelling, which I like. I have seen improvements, but the improvements I've seen before the writer went and before this show aired. Like this show to me was just another. It was a good pay-per-view, but they do good pay-per-views. They need to consistently do good shows and everything too. Though they gotta. I don't know what they're missing on Dynamite.
Okay, I made this comparison on Facebook on Motown Wrestling Group. Actually, AEW is to WWE as Star Wars is to Star Trek. AEW was born from single event shows. And just like Star Wars was born from films, individual films, Star Trek was born from episodic television, and that's what WWE does best. That's why AEW beats WWE on pay-per-view, but WWE tends to give better TV episodes than AEW.
That makes sense.
Yeah, they're better in their zone. It's just when they try to do things the opposite direction, they don't do as well. Dynamite doesn't have as good of an episodic feel as Raw does, and I'm sorry, but Bad Blood, comparing that to WrestleDream is like comparing prime rib to lunch meat. It just doesn't work.
The problem with Bad Blood, actually, no, we're going to talk about that too, right?
Yeah, we're going to talk about that too, but I'm sorry, I didn't mean to throw that off.
No, I was about to say something. I was like, no, I'm gonna say that.
Okay, who wants to go next?
I'll go. I'm optimistic that maybe they will. You know, they have planted some seeds with BBC angle that maybe something can happen. The problem is they've done that before. They have planted seeds and gave optimism and shit to bed, so to speak. And I have no confidence that in terms of a long-term storytelling that will make us interested in watching Dynamite. And I'm only going to say Dynamite because they've thrown in a towel on Collision and Rampage. I'm not even going to count those two shows. But just with Dynamite, they haven't done anything that makes me think that week after week, I'm gonna want to tune in to see what's happening with BBC next week, what's happening with the Elite, what they're gonna do this week. You know, they don't have any superstar baby faces at all, and that's a huge problem. They're never going to completely turn their direction until they have a baby face superstar. They had the chance with Wardlow and completely fucked that up completely. So until
they dropped the ball, that motherfucker in Lake Michigan.
Right. So I mean that's the first thing. They need a babyface superstar. And what they got, Darby's not it, Orange Cassidy's not it. I mean, they don't have that. So that's another thing that they really need to get if they're going to completely turn the direction. But I'm hopeful. But again, based on history, let's just say I would not bet amount of money that mattered to me that was going to happen.
Fair enough.
Babyface superstars in AEW. I mean, I love him. I'm a big fan of his, but the fact that he's probably the biggest babyface shows the state of the baby faces in AEW. Because right now, in my opinion, the biggest face there, as far as star power go, is Adam Cole, baby.
Well, no, I would say Ospreay before Adam Cole.
Well,
in my opinion, Ospreay is the best wrestler in the world today,
mm-hmm.
by far. But I don't see that connection with the fans with Ospreay like I do with Adam Cole.
Well, I wouldn't sleep on Darby and Orange either.
Oh, wow, they done had 5 fucking years. Are you kidding me? Come on now, Rob. Come on.
I knew that was the reaction I was going to get. But let's get Ty in on this. What do you think?
Can I go last? I'm gonna let Mastermind go next. I'm
You
gonna
all
go
right.
last.
Wait. You have the balls to want to follow the Mastermind after he fucking destroys AEW.
You better go.
This about to be a bigger murder than the double murder suicide that the Benoits went through. But
oh shit!
No,
God damn! Oh, I'm not even gonna ding that one.
Tell me he did not just say that.
That was worth 5. That broke the fucking meter. Damn!
Jesus.
I know you've been away for a while, Tony, but holy shit, dude!
Damn, Tony.
Ow.
We know you've been away for this long, but oh my Lord, Jesus, take the wheel.
I puckered so hard my hemorrhoids started bleeding. Holy crap!
My one buddy Cooper years ago said that he would love to spend a day in my head, and I'm like, "You sure you want to do that?"
Maybe an hour.
All right. In this case, I'm going next. Okay. I wasn't on the show last week, but my take on WrestleDream, to me, it wasn't too bad. It was decent. As for the BCC Elite shtick going on right now, basically, I'm just gonna be honest. I think the Elite is the equivalent of if standing back, minding your business was a group. Now I understand the phrase, if you see something, say something. I highly get it. But the Elite is just the equivalent to we ain't got nothing to do with this, so we just gonna back up. No. Y'all let this happen. Y'all let it happen. Y'all started this. Get y'all asses in there and finish this shit. Y'all started it, end it. As for who do I think is a great baby face? Ospreay. My next question is, what's Orange Cassidy gonna do? Is he gonna stand back and watch all this implode and then do something, or is he gonna?
He ain't gonna do shit then.
He ain't gonna do nothing, or do like the Elite and not do nothing.
He gonna keep
be part of the problem.
He's just gonna be squeezed for his pulp. That's it.
He gonna keep his hands in his pocket, not do a damn thing.
If Orange Cassidy's not gonna do anything and take the same route as the Elite, then he and the Elite are part of the problem.
Honestly, I got more faith in Darby stepping up than Orange Cassidy.
Oh yeah, I got more faith.
And I don't like Darby.
Well, there's also Hook. There's also Mark Briscoe. He proved to be pretty exciting at WrestleDream, I thought. So there's possibilities in there. There's possibilities. Although I think that our beloved Mastermind may disagree with me on that.
Oh my God! Can we just skip them and go on?
No.
Wait, because I got a feeling we might for real get kicked off the air when he gonna share his thoughts.
Well,
FCC, y'all better be on standby.
You just mentioned the Benoit murders in an off reference. I think we're beyond the pale here. I don't think there's any. I don't.
In the
think
state of Indiana, abortion is illegal, but he about to abort these motherfuckers.
Thank you for
And
joining us on FTW Future Focus. And with that, we turn to the brilliance of Bobby Rogers. God help us all.
Oh, my brother.
Testify.
AEW WrestleDream. I'm sorry.
Was it a dream or a nightmare?
Yeah, they need to pay Cody Rhodes some fucking royalties.
They should have changed that. They should have changed the pay-per-view from WrestleDream to Wrestle Nightmare.
That's why I said they need to pay Cody Rhodes some royalties. That was not a dream. That wasn't even a nightmare. That's dreaming about. That's basically the site of me dreaming about my ex-girlfriend and my ex-wife having a threesome.
Damn.
Oh God.
That's worse than my Benoit comment.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus.
My thing is that oh God, I can't even say it without fucking choking. WrestleDream had one, maybe two good matches.
Oh, they had a few good matches.
Okay, they had a few out of 45. I'm sorry. When you get 45 chances to hit the baseball, you better get some singles somewhere. All right? That's my first thing.
They got a couple doubles. They had some doubles.
No home runs at all. But my thing is this.
No. I'm sorry. No, the Osprey match was a home run. That triple threat was a home run.
That was.
That was definitely a home run.
I think I got to think because I don't like triple threats.
I don't. No, that's why I say it's a home run because I hate triple threats.
I still didn't like it though.
My whole thing with triple threats, they need to do ECW.
I still didn't like it. I did not like the triple threat. And number two, I think the Raw Man won that match too.
The triple threat?
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I did not expect. What's his name? Tanahashi.
Takeshita.
I didn't expect him to win. He impressed the fuck out of me in that match.
Wait a minute, he ended up winning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That match I stopped watching.
Yeah. He
Okay.
won it.
Okay, then I'm happy.
Not gonna say no. He impressed me in that match. Like, he definitely earned that win.
Okay, so that brings it up because I got so sick of that match, I stopped watching it. I could not watch the rest of that match. It pissed me off.
He don't like the flippity doodah stuff.
It ain't so much the flippity doodah. It's a replay. If you watch Ricochet and you watch Osprey, it is the same fucking thing. It has been replayed 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. All you did was put Takahashi or whatever his name is in the middle of it. That's it.
Takeshita.
Takeshita, Tanahashi, whatever the fuck his name is. It's a Japanese.
It doesn't matter what his name is.
I mean, I could. If they did something different and it was just as dynamic, I would be giving 100%.
Now, in their defense, though.
No, there's no defense.
No, there is a defense.
There's no defense.
There is a defense.
There's no defense.
Because you're saying they did the same shit they did before, but they did it on a lower scale where not as many people saw it, though. So even though a lot of stuff was the same, it was new to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people didn't see their past matches.
Yeah.
Because they were. It was
the same motherfuckers that put in that pay-per-view that saw them fucking matches. Same motherfuckers.
No, the AEW got fans that don't follow the independents and all that shit and everything. It was new to a lot of people.
They did it on pay-per-view too and free TV.
What pay-per-view?
I don't remember the fucking name. I don't watch AEW that fucking. I know it was a pay-per-view they did that shit on.
Are you talking about they did an AEW?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know they wrestled before in AEW.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that shit.
There's a couple of times.
Oh, I'm gonna shut up. I missed that.
I'm sorry.
I haven't watched a lot of AEW. Sorry, fans.
It's a thing of if you're gonna wrestle each other again, do something different.
My bad. I thought you talked about the stuff they did in the
No, not the independence. I get that.
Okay. My bad.
You doing the same shit. You are not putting any effort. This is what makes me mad. It's like these two guys are not putting any effort into producing another match that is dynamic, that could grab our fucking balls and twist them. And you know what? They have the ability to do that, though. And they're not fucking doing it. And just like my man to my right just said before, when I was trying to give this person fucking excuses, Tony Khan is not stepping up as a fucking boss and telling them, why are you doing the same shit? People are going to get bored with this shit. Put other shit on so we can make it fucking more dynamic and people get their eyes on it. That's why they didn't have that many replays. Because guess why? Why the fuck do I want to watch this when I've seen it already? I know what's going to happen. Only difference is Chinese and Japanese motherfuckers going to come in here and do some shit. That's it. It made me mad. And then turning the corner because Moxley gets the fucking belt. Moxley? Really? No. That was a downgrade.
I do want to throw something in after you're done.
That was a downgrade in my opinion.
I do want to throw something in when you're done.
Moxley should have never.
Bobby, what about Danielson and the way he wanted to go out? Wasn't that?
I know he wanted to. I want to beat Hulk Hogan. But guess what? It ain't going to happen.
I want to put it on Brooke Hogan like does.
And thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. Wow.
Might happen with you, but still. Just because you are an owner of a company, you're trying to put it in a direction. I don't give a fuck who it is. Moxley, wrong person. Way wrong person. Now, if you want to go out on an injury thing, lose the belt to whoever I want to win that fucking match, to carry that belt. But Moxley jumps you at the end. That way you can go out that way. The person that should have got that belt, the person they should have carried that torch to, MJ fucking F.
Okay.
No question.
Fair enough.
You want to build a future? He is your fucking future. He is your keys. Him and Ospreay are your fucking keys. And the reason I don't say Ospreay is because he's fucking lazy. Because he's doing the same shit. Fuck him.
Damn, fuck Ospreay.
Yes, I'm pissed off at Ospreay right now. Fuck him.
I told you it's gonna be an abortion.
Fuck Ospreay doing the same fucking shit every fucking night and thinking, oh, I'm gonna cheer for Ospreay because he's from fucking England. Drink your tea and crumpets and shut the fuck up and do some different shit. I'm sorry. That is a fucking insult. I think it's an insult when wrestlers go out and do the same fucking shit and don't give the people that are paying money in those seats something that they deserve, and you have the ability to fucking do that shit. You have the ability and skills to put on a dynamic fucking match, and you put on some bullshit like that. That pissed me off. And I'm sorry. Ospreay can kiss my fucking black ass right now. Ricochet is just getting there. He ain't got to pull like that. I give him a little bit of leeway. Just a little bit. But Ospreay, fuck that English motherfucker. Fuck him and his McMuffins. I don't give a fuck about him. Because he just showed me he's fucking lazy. He's about that fucking money. And it pisses me the fuck off. I'm sorry. WrestleDream was a fucking wrestle nightmare. And Tony Khan should be putting his foot in everybody's ass about that shit. That was a disgrace because that could have been a card that stepped up and showed AEW could step up and show what the future was about. And they fucking jacked it off. No lotion either.
No Diddy oil.
No Diddy oil.
Thank you for joining us on
Oh,
FTW
God.
Future
I know
Focus.
y'all think I'm joking, but I'm being dead.
I
fucking
know.
serious.
I know.
Well, no, we know you're
Oh,
serious.
we definitely
We know
Oh
you're
my God,
serious.
yes.
I'm just joking, but I know you serious.
Tony
This
Khan
is
jacked
crazy.
it off with no Vaseline, no
Re-
lotion, no
WrestleDream,
nothing.
WrestleDream was the biggest insult to professional wrestling fans that exists right now because of what they could have done, and they fucked around and pissed it the fuck off. Tony Khan, grab your fucking balls. Be a fucking boss. I'm taking his fucking side now. Be a fucking boss. Turn your shit around. I will work. Look, I ain't trying to buy for a job, but I'm just gonna say this: put me in the fucking place because we. Okay, I got to go to the second dynamic because I'm taking too much. I got to go to the second dynamic. I'm sorry, but if anybody, and I'm sorry if I insult anybody on this panel, but if anybody thinks
We don't work for AEW, so we good.
But if anybody thinks that because what was his name that left? The little short
I remember
Jimmy
that.
Jacobs.
Jimmy Jacobs left.
Yes,
And
he is he's a wrestler too. So
Yeah, I know because he
not
was the
just-
one managing the Congo Kong that fucked up. They fucked over Congo Kong. My thing is, if you think, and if you really think, and you buy into that bullshit that Jimmy Jacobs was the one that was writing this shit and it was fucked up, you guys, I'll send you a bridge in fucking New York that goes all the way to fucking Australia. We're going to visit Nikki if that happens. But that's bullshit.
And I'm gonna put it on her like
This.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus.
Sorry for taking so much time, but I got to make this point. Think about how the Young Bucks act. Think about what they do. They fucking frame CM Punk. Now, the shows have been shitty because Jimmy Jacobs was writing it, but we're the EVPs.
I do think.
Even though Jimmy Jacobs wrote that shit, let's just say he wrote that shit down. He wrote it on a napkin at fucking Denny's. Let's just say he did that shit, right?
Why can't it be Waffle House?
No, because he's not even for Waffle House. How the fuck are you EVPs and let it go through? You're the EVPs. So the buck still stops with you, just like he said the buck stops with Tony Khan. Not just
okay.
Tony Khan.
I'm like, I got
Not you, Tony Khan. We'll get straight.
He needs to change his name. He's a disgrace to Tony's.
It was a disgrace. The shows are still shitty. They're actually more shitty now. And these motherfuckers need to really get up off their ass. Stop repeating the same shit. Come up with some original shit. Give MJF the fucking belt because that's what's going to get you fucking noticed is MJF holding that fucking title and let him run rampant and get people to start watching for a real fucking wrestler and a real fucking superstar than fucking John, I'm the plumber that's retired and I got to fucking wrench up my ass Moxley. It's dumb. It's stupid. It's fucking ridiculous. And these motherfuckers need to get up off their ass and start to doing some real shit. That's my time.
I know we overtime. I just want to throw this in real quick. I said I want to go after him. The problem I had with Moxley taking the title is the fact that like Danielson shouldn't have the title to begin with. In my opinion, Tony Khan runs AEW like Jerry Jones run the Cowboys.
Woo!
He is more into friends and stroking his own like what he want to see than doing what's best for business. Swerve should have never lost a title to Danielson.
Nope.
Swerve should have retired Danielson.
Yep.
And that would have done better business for the company for that man to be able to say he retired.
I will give you Swerve. I'll give you Swerve too. I will agree with that. Swerve was the second person I would.
Even if he had Swerve drop the title to MJF at the next pay-per-view, because the next pay-per-view was a week later, I don't like the direction they went. And everybody thought that Swerve was going to get a rematch and win the title back and it was going to be okay. And I was in my Motown Wrestling group fucking pissed that in the biggest show of the year, you had Danielson on his way out beat one of your biggest baby faces for the title. I thought that was a huge mistake, and that's where the shit went downhill for me. But Tony Khan wanted to send him out because that's his friend. Like, he runs this shit like Jerry Jones run the Cowboys. The problem is, if you run the shit like Jerry Jones and the Cowboys, you're gonna go through 40 years without fucking success. You gotta have that business mind. You gotta do what's best. You gotta get your stars over when you have the opportunity, and they missed that opportunity. If Swerve would have retired Bryan Danielson, that would have been the Chris Jericho beating the Rocket Stone Cold on the same night moment for him. Yes, he is a big star. He would have been a fucking mega star if he would have retired Bryan Danielson.
Put a tag next to that statement, because we're going to move on to the next segment, and
we got to go. We run over like a motherfucker.
It'll be okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay, our next segment is has WWE turned a corner with Hell in a Cell, Punk versus McIntyre.
Can I go first?
Sure, go ahead.
And the reason I had to go first, I wasn't here for the review and everything.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing I like about WWE's pay-per-views more than AEW's pay-per-view is the amount of matches. I don't need 15 matches when half of the matches are garbage. Unfortunately, though, they gave us, 5 or 6?
5.
They gave us a good start, a good ending, and crap in the middle, in my opinion. And you started off with the best match of the night. Like, kudos to CM Punk and kudos to Drew McIntyre. I'm not a huge Drew McIntyre fan, but my God, I cannot give him credit for what he did in that match. Match of the night. Honestly, I enjoyed that Hell in a Cell more than any match I saw at WrestleDream. It was right, and like if I would have been rating them, Hell in a Cell and a triple threat with Ospreay, shut up, we're neck and neck, but I gave a Hell in a Cell a slight edge over it.
Oh shit. That's fucked up, dude. That's fucked up.
But it's like we had a great match, and then we had some filler shit, and then we had the main event. And even though the main event was a good match, in my opinion, it wasn't a main event match. And in all honesty, and they just made their world champion look like a bitch in that match. They've been booking Cody Rhodes as a bitch, but they made him look like a bitch in that match. And the best thing that happened after that match didn't even happen on the goddamn pay-per-view. So, in my opinion, Hell in a Cell Bad Blood is not a step in the right direction. Hell, in my opinion, they took a couple steps back at pay-per-view, and I really don't have a lot of faith in Crown Jewel. Rob, you're going to go last, okay?
Yeah.
Bobby went last. Went last on them. You're going to go last on this one. Marcus, what's your take?
I mean, to me, they're just staying the course. I mean, the whole show. I mean, this pay-per-view basically was about Punk and Drew and the Bloodline.
Yeah.
The main thing for this was to bring Jimmy back. That's the next step in this, because we knew at some point he was coming back, and it's just when. So now they're gonna have to drag this shit out to see when Jay finally hops aboard. That's all this was to me. It just stayed the course. Now with Punk, okay, he's gonna take some time off. Now we gotta figure out where Drew is going next. So to me, they didn't turn any direction. They just stayed the course to me.
I mean, and that's the thing. Punk won the feud, and now he's gone for a minute. So the guy who lost the feud is still there. This is like, if he's gonna take time off, Drew should have won.
Yeah. So
we'll get there.
Ty, what's your thoughts, Ty?
I'm gonna be honest. They Hell in a Cell. steered it. What's the best way to say it? They basically steered the course and broke the hell out. It's just like Tony. It's just like you said. You had a good match. You had a bad match. And the middle was just straight filler.
I'm sorry, Return Raquel Rodriguez was a goddamn abortion.
That's all I'm gonna say. I ain't gonna say nothing else because I'm gonna end up ranting and it's gonna make me mad. I said what I had to say.
Well, this is therapy. This is the place to do it.
It is.
We should have named FTW Future Focus into FTW Wrestle Therapy because that's what this is. This is the place to vent here.
It is. But I'm gonna hold my peace.
All right, dear. All right. Just you know, some things need to be internalized. Mr. Rogers.
It's my neighborhood.
It certainly is, sir. Yes.
All right. Listen. I love the Drew match.
I did too.
I love that match.
I love Drew in the match.
Yeah, Drew impressed the fuck out of me.
He really did impress me.
But this is what maybe even like the match even more. You're gonna laugh when I say this shit. That Hell in a Cell match with Drew and Punk, they out AEW. The furniture.
They used it right.
They used it correctly.
They used it right.
It was in sequence.
It didn't feel like we just doing it for spots.
Exactly.
Like it made sense.
It had a meaning. It had a definition to it. AEW just pulls out shit just to do it. You know, oh, we got a table. No, it was a reason for the table. It was a reason for the toolbox. For the toolbox.
And give Drew credit because that cut was accidental, and he was being like a fucking sieve, and he was like, no, keep going.
17 fucking staples. You know what I'm saying? He took that hit right on the noggin. That was no fucking soft shit. Drew stepped up, and this is what I mean about me being pissed off about WrestleDream. And well, I'm not pissed off about this. And why I say they might not have turned the corner, but they're rounding it. They made Drew a megastar that night.
Punk sold that shit too.
But the whole dynamic, they made Drew a megastar that night.
Yeah. He came out strong.
He
came out looking strong in the loss.
Exactly. They made him. Ospreay, Ricochet did nothing for Takeshi. They didn't. Rob, they didn't.
I'll be right back. Mom, I'm about to go give me a bottle of water.
Yeah, can you give me one too?
Okay.
They did nothing for Takeshi. They didn't make him. In all honesty, Takeshi had to make himself. And there's a difference. Takeshi had to make himself in that match. Drew worked with McIntyre, so McIntyre could come out looking better. Totally different dynamic. Totally different attitude. Because what it looks like is AEW wrestlers are about themselves. And WWE wrestlers are about the show. Now, we can make a comment that all the other shows and all the other matches in there were boring as fuck. and didn't make sense. They were filler, but they served a purpose. Give you some entertainment, move that story along a little bit, but don't outshine the two big stories that's going on. It was a purpose. AEW shit, don't do that. They just do a match. We're going to get over. We're going to do whatever we can and hold our fucking nuts. That's what they do. So, WWE, yeah, they might not have actually.
I'll give you some of this if you want.
Okay. They might not have actually, I say, turned the corner, but they rounded that motherfucker. They rounded it big time. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't disagree with me, Rob. You know that. You know it. For what we've been through and what we've seen on the road, you know that.
Okay.
Real quick, because when I said I'm going to get a bottle of water, I pointed out to my mom. She's in the chat and everything. She said, thank you for hydrating because she on me on water. Love you, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
She'll be here Wednesday.
Yeah!
Invite me for dinner.
I can't wait to see you, Mom.
Well, you might not want to invite me for dinner after I. Okay.
Man,
Let's get.
Wait. Like we talked, Rob, in all honesty, like we talked about earlier before we went on air, in all honesty, guys, some of the shit we talk about before we go live is better than the shit that we do here.
Boy.
But like I said earlier,
yeah, the stuff that we talk
opinions
about
don't fucking matter though. Like that doesn't matter. Like you always be invited, no matter what your opinion is.
That's what I'm saying.
Don't ever think that.
Okay.
You're never not getting invited because of your opinion.
I know. And that's a damn good thing in this particular instance too. Number one, let's get this out of the way right now. The match in particular, Punk versus McIntyre, Hell in a Cell, was the match of the night. It was damn good by not only WWE standards, but by any other standard. Great match. I think that it could have gone farther, but WWE cannot push the envelope because they are a corporation encased in a corporation with shareholders that don't want to offend anyone. That is why the Attitude Era is never, and I mean never, ever coming back. Because number one, they don't want it to.
Jericho card on that one.
Number two, yeah. Hi, guys. Number one, they don't want it to come back because they can't sell it to kids. They tried that during the first Attitude Era, and they got taken down by the Parent Television Council. Number two, we are in a completely different era now, and that kind of violence would trigger people if they were, because for a publicly traded company. For a privately traded company, privately owned like AEW, they can push the envelope. And that's where Mastermind and I go off on different paths here, because I think that the Strickland Page lights out cage match did tell a story that was very similar to the one that Punk and McIntyre told. It's just they were allowed to go absolutely insane with it. Yeah, they did do some over-the-top spots, but there was rhyme or reason to it, and I think that Swerve Strickland came out as a bigger star, a much bigger star than Drew McIntyre did, because they were able to push that envelope.
No, here's why I thought it hurt him. He just lost the title to Bryan Danielson, which he shouldn't have lost that title the week before. I would have been fine with him losing the title to Hangman in that match. He would have retired.
No.
I know you would. I know you would. That's the problem I had with that match and the outcome with Strickland.
I know that, but it's still. I mean, did you hear the reaction that Strickland got at WrestleDream? Even for an interview segment, the guy is still over. There is still a title in his future, and you could argue that he is the top babyface now in that company, even after those losses. Losing to Danielson didn't hurt him. And losing that cage match sure as hell didn't hurt him, considering all the things that he went through. Now let's talk about the rest of.
Well, if he would have retired Danielson, he would have been a megastar.
He's a megastar already, and once he fights Moxley and goes after the Combat Club, he's going to be even more of a babyface. Because everybody hates Moxley now. He's everybody's scumbag, including Bobby's.
Yeah, but right now, the BCC and Moxley is not even in his radar though. Like right now, it's going to be the fucking Hurt Pit.
It's coming. Okay, everybody wanted slow burn storylines with AEW. That's what you're getting with the BCC and everything else that's going on in AEW, including with Ospreay and Don Callis's crap. That's slow burn storytelling. I know that none of you have faith that that's what it is, but that's what it is, and it's going to surprise you. Now, moving on to the rest of the card for Bad Blood. Everything else that we saw was either a dead-on repeat of SummerSlam, or it was
hot finish in a women's match with fucking what's her name, Tiny Tits.
The only good part about the only part that stuck out about the mid card was Dom being turned into a human pinata. That was awesome.
That shit was fun.
Yeah, that was okay.
And I give Dom credit on that because shit.
But the rest of it was just a repeat of what they did at SummerSlam. And it was ridiculous because we knew they were treading water. Now, Bobby wanted to talk about people repeating shit. And that's exactly what the middle of Bad Blood was. And that's what the main event was. And as angry as Bobby is about that triple threat match, about Ospreay and Ricochet not innovating anything, that main event with that tag match was just a fucking rewind of everything that we have seen with Cody and the Bloodline and Roman Reigns since this whole fucking thing started. It might as well have been the tag match at night one of WrestleMania. And it basically ended the same goddamn way, with The Rock coming out and just doing a goddamn cameo and walking out without doing a damn thing and getting the biggest pop of the night out of nostalgia. That pisses me off just as much. Not to mention the absolutely stunning fuck up that they did with Gunther, and we'll get to that when we have time. But it could be turning the corner for WWE if whoever was responsible for the Punk McIntyre match were responsible for if they booked the rest of the promotion like that, then yes. But if I don't think they are going to.
I remember seeing who booked it. I want to say it was Abyss, but I'm not sure.
I don't know. And even the Punk McIntyre match was far from perfect. I mean, the oxygen thing at the end, where they tried to do the Undertaker type collapse after his Hell in a Cell with his first match with the second match with Triple H at Mania, in order to try to sell that off so that Punk can have time off. But my God, you were right, Tony. You were right about them making Cody Rhodes look like a bitch and a weak champion because they never wanted him to be champion. They were forced into that decision. They have been looking to fuck him since the day he walked into the company, and the only reason they didn't do it is because they want his fucking merch dollars. That's the only reason he got the title.
Rob, that's not the reason that they did. No, the reason why they Vince McMahon's not in charge no more. That's the reason.
He might as well be, because Bruce Pritchard and Nick Khan are. And they are Vince McMahon's bitches. They've got shit in their hair. And thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. I'll take a hit there. But my God.
I'm sure Vince McMahon did eat both of them.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. My God. We're going to get thrown off YouTube and people are going to come looking for us.
Hey, I told you we're going to double the numbers tonight.
Oh, dear God in heaven. Well, we've more than.
Daddy's back.
My point is that WWE keeps going to the nostalgia well. They will not push new stars. At least they won't push them to the level of a half dozen old dudes that keep coming back and stealing the fucking spotlight from everybody. They have deliberately weak champions because they have no faith in new people, and the only reason that they have a trickle of blood or a few cuss words in their promos now is because they're trying to make Netflix a reasonable thing so that they can put Raw behind a paywall. And it disgusts me. Now, maybe there's a chance they may turn the corner, but as long as they keep Vince McMahon's philosophies, the old bastard is still there. Okay, I'm going to back off now because now I'm going to have a heart attack and me and Bobby are going to be sharing emergency rooms.
Hey, next subject, skip the next one and go to the women. Because we were like way over on time. If we got time to do the next subject, we'll do it at the moment.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No,
It's my fault.
Shit, I'm about to say.
Like I said, this is a therapy session. We get our frustrations out on this program.
No, we could the next one we could save for another time. Probably a couple weeks.
All right. Yeah, that will make our next subject the PWI Women's 250. Did they get it right or did they get it wrong? Let's let Marcus go first.
I was damn sure because honestly, our subjects, me and Rob did this week's show. We worked together on it and everything, and I think I love you, Rob, for some of your ideas. I threw some in there myself, but I was thinking the same thing when I put that out there. Marcus got to lead this one off.
We love you, sir. That's why we call you Marvelous.
I mean, I guess so. I mean, some of them women I have not heard of, so I don't know if they're in the right spot or not. I mean, I'm okay with Tony Storm being number one. I probably would have put Jordan Grace there personally.
Thank you.
But I mean, if they want to put Storm there, even though I hate the fucking gimmick, but the biggest thing that I thought was wrong, I thought Athena was too low, in my opinion. I thought she should have been put up higher.
I agree.
But other than that, I really didn't go past 10 because half those women, I have no idea who they are. So I'm the wrong one to say where they should or should not have been ranked or not. I just think that Athena was too low, and I would have personally had Grace personally, and then Storm number 2 probably is way I would have had it.
All right. Did we lose Ty? I
think
she...
okay. I'll go real quick. I want to pick it back up. That. Y'all know I love Timeless Tony Storm. I love her gimmick. I love everything she's doing right now. But I thought they missed the fucking mark on that shit. How the fuck is she number one? As much as I love the gimmick, she was not the best woman wrestler of 2024. Not at all. I had her third. Rhea missed a little bit of time, though, so the time that Rhea missed, Jordan Grace will probably answer out on that, though, but in my opinion, Jordan Grace and Rhea Ripley were the two outstanding women wrestlers of the year. Tony Storm, as much as I love her, was not the best one. at all, in my opinion. The rest of the list, I mean, and it's kind of funny, Marcus, because like you said, like some of the women on the list, because we got a tournament going right now in Motown's wrestling group with the top 16, and some of those names I didn't know. I started googling some of these bitches, and
I'm the last one you had up, I didn't even vote on one. Cause like I don't know who the fuck either one of them are. I didn't even vote on that
but
one.
I YouTube some of their shit though. Like, okay, they could go. So I was impressed with some of them and everything. I know you probably thought I voted against Becky Lynch with some of the ones that she was facing because I just don't like her, and that did have some of the merit in that.
Yeah.
But that's why I YouTube them though, because if I'm gonna vote for them, I want to see what they have done, and some of the matches that I put up on YouTube was really good though. So I think for the most part, they were on point on a lot. But being a Toni Storm fan and loving her gimmick, I don't see her number 1. 3 at best, in my opinion. But we got Ty back. So what do you think, Ty, about the Pro Wrestling Illustrated list of top women wrestlers?
I don't think they got it right. I don't think Toni Storm should have been the number 1 pick. I think somebody else should have been the number 1 pick. Despite the fact that I don't like her current gimmick, they should have had somebody else as the number 1 pick.
Okay.
Are you thinking Jordan Grace or Rhea Ripley or somebody else?
Jordan Grace should have been
Jordan
top
Grace
pick.
turning it up. She's been turning it up.
Okay. Bobby, you want to chime in?
Yeah. Because you already know who my number 1 pick is. Jordan Grace. Period.
Was she your number 1 pick when we did our women?
Yes. I mean, it's just obvious. Jordan Grace is like the best. I got to say, if not the best women wrestler, the second best women's wrestler that's out there. The only one that comes closer is Rhea Ripley.
So you agree with my top 2?
Yes, I do. I do 100%. I just don't think that. I think that it was bullshit. That because I like Toni Storm. Everybody know I'm the main one that advocates for Toni Storm.
Well, no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Ow.
He's putting himself ahead of you.
No, that was the other shit. I'm talking about the timeless one.
But I'm talking about Toni Storm, period.
Okay. Let me correct myself.
We're doing fact checks on this motherfucker.
I ain't orange and I ain't got floppy hair.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus.
Toni Storm, the timeless gimmick is what I like. I love that gimmick. I think it's out, but it's nowhere. And I think the problem is the quality of talent that she's wrestled against in AEW is what holds her down to third.
Yeah, I agree. I would agree with that.
You know, the quality of talent that she has went up against in AEW has been horrendous. It has been terrible. I'm sorry. I don't give a fuck about Maria May. Again, another woman that old men can get some lotion and jack off to.
They're gonna get diddied.
Yeah, they're gonna get diddied. I don't see anybody except Athena, maybe, because Athena has grown. I will give her props on that. I won't take that away from her. Serena Deeb.
700 days as ROH Women's Champion.
No, Athena, like Marcus was on point on that. Athena should have been higher on this list.
Yeah, she should have. But
yeah, we talk about women wrestling. I'm like, Marcus had a point.
Yeah,
Hey,
Marcus was right on it.
As much as honestly, I'll give you props, Marcus. As much as you don't like women wrestling,
at least he's honest about the shit.
He really is. He be on point on his shit.
Marcus is a good analysis on wrestling, period. Whether it's men, women, whatever. Marcus is a good analyst.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Just like Elias McMahon sitting on old girl's head. But anyway.
Oh, moving on.
Man, please don't put my name with that. With that.
No.
Keep his name out of this
Really?
McMahon shit.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. Oh, dear God.
That just went on the
Right.
But honestly, they didn't. They didn't. Fuck Meltzer. Fuck his magazine. Fuck his podcast. Fuck his opinions. Fuck
You mean
please.
Bill
Fuck his
Apter?
rating system.
No,
Fuck his
no. Dave Meltzer isn't PWI. That's Bill Apter.
Oh, sorry. Fuck Bill Abner. Whoa! I like Bill Abner.
Oh.
Bill Abner.
Okay.
Fuck his rating system. No,
All
that's
right, I guess I'll close this out. I don't know. Over the years I have soured on both the PWI 500 and the 250 because
Whee!
I think that it's outlived its usefulness because it's more years ago it used to be they had 500 guys on the list in the first place so that they could highlight more people on the independent circuit. You knew like the top 25 names, but the other 475 guys you'd never heard of before, and that was the whole point of the list. And Tony makes a good point in that we didn't even really know who most of the girls in the top 10 were because a lot of them are in Japan and Stardom for New Japan and around the world. So we're not as exposed to them as we would, and we didn't know that they made the list. As far as Tony Storm, and the panel knows how I feel about the gimmick and about her personally.
You love it.
Yeah, about as much as I like getting hit in the balls with a tire iron. But as it turns out, a lot. Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus.
We know about Rob now.
Yeah, that went in a weird direction. But no, I love Tony Storm. I hate the timeless crap. Whether she should have been number one or not, I'm not really sure about that because, Storm was the most, she was the most visual person on the AEW women's roster. But I think that over the years, Pro Wrestling Illustrated has become so WWE oriented that they didn't want to put a WWE superstar on the top of every single list. So, yes.
How the fuck is PWI WWE oriented? Them motherfuckers hold New Japan's balls like they were fucking dice in a Monopoly game.
Not the vast majority of PWI's coverage from 2012 to 2019 before AEW existed was like 90% WWE.
That's because 90% of the wrestling out there was WWE. I mean,
exactly. And they haven't gotten out of that mode yet. That's why I don't pay attention to PWI like I used to.
I'm confused.
I mean, back in
Pro Wrestling Illustrated latched on to their fucking balls have been swinging from the ship for the last 5 years.
Well, yeah, because AEW existed, but
that's what
before
I mean.
that,
I can't say that like right now today as we talk about the list of 2024, it's still like that. They latched on to AEW and been swinging from the balls for the last 5 years.
Okay. Back in the day, when PWI was our main window into the wrestling world, when the Aftermax mags were at their peak,
man, they were on social media back in the day.
Hey, yeah, they had every federation from WWF and NWA on down to the smallest local promotion you could think of.
WCCW, like
they
covered
everything.
Yeah,
AWA.
Yeah, if you had that magazine and you looked at that ratings, you knew where everybody was.
Yes.
Nowadays, they don't even print it physically anymore. It's
Mm-mm.
all
It's all
online.
online.
Well, irregardless of whether they got the women's rankings right or wrong, I just don't think they're relevant anymore. Not the women's rankings and not the PWI 500. It just doesn't hold the same weight.
Okay.
But Nia Jax does.
I'm not gonna no.
I would.
Nothing wrong with Nia Jax's weight. I think she's the
No, it's
perfect
not.
size.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, let's go on to You Tapped Out, and we will start out with Marcus the Innovator.
Okay, my tap out moment was Battle of the Belts. Okay, first of all, that show has totally grown out of its uselessness. And if I'm not mistaken, Battle of the Belts is supposed to be every match is supposed to be a title match, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
they have a women's eliminator match with your world champion. What the fuck kind of sense does that make for your world champion to be in an eliminator match? I mean that was stupid. And then you have Cage and Archer teaming up in a match where no titles on the line. Now we know AEW has enough titles on their roster that they can do it easily, but then they don't. They got two of their matches in that hour that weren't title matches. And as far as I know, if I can remember, they have not even had a meaningful title match on the show. I mean, it's time to totally do away with that concept. I mean, that show absolutely sucked. My finger stayed on the fast forward because I mean, the only match that was any good was O'Reilly and Okada, and that was decent. But that show was even for every match on that card was even for a title. That's my tap out. Stupid ass show.
All right. Fair enough. And for the record, AEW has way too many belts. They're starting to look like Jim Crockett promotions in 1986. Like
Which
everybody on TV
which,
had a belt.
which makes Battle of the Belts even worse because you got enough titles to have a Battle of the Belts be an entire card or title matches. You got enough time to do it.
Very true. Ty, what's your tap out?
My tap out is a tie between Battle of the Belts and Dynamite, where the Elite messed up Masabu Omega's cake. What was the point? Okay, first of all, what was the point of doing Battle of the Belts when all the titles are not defended? What was the point in that? The point of Battle of the Belts is to have every title defense on the line defended.
You need a battle for belts.
Exactly.
Do away with that. As for the Elite messing up Masabu's cake, when Masabu come back, he getting on every last one of the Elite's asses. Fuck the Elite and fuck them for ruining that cake, because I could have at least had a slice.
Ty, I think what they were trying to do was like make fun of the spots that Jim Cornette did with cakes over the years because they hate Jim Cornette. Jim Cornette is famous for doing spots where he gets cake in the face, specifically one in Mid-South in 1982. They were making fun of it.
And I get that, but
it still sucked.
Honestly,
it still sucked.
40 years.
Cake lives matter.
Doing that though, so thank you for that.
Yeah, it was.
Cake lives matter, y'all.
I'm gonna make a bumper sticker out of that.
Right?
But pie matters too.
Oh, I love me some pie.
Pastry lives matter. Cake lives matter.
Dessert
lives matter.
There's nothing better than eating some warm, fucking wet, juicy pie. I absolutely love it, Rob.
Nothing wrong with putting your teeth in some cake either. And thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. I'm going to give that one to I gave that one 2. I can't keep up with it tonight. Okay, who's next?
Marcus, go.
Yeah,
Yep.
Marcus was
Oh,
first.
Bobby, what's yours?
Oh, mine was the same fucking thing. Fuck the Battle of the Belt.
Okay.
It's simple.
Okay.
Rob, what's yours?
Do I really have to say this? I think that everyone watching and everyone on this
The
panel,
audience need to hear you make it official.
yeah, fuck Goldberg. Fuck Goldberg. He doesn't need to be on my television in 2024. He doesn't need to be in a professional wrestling. Yes, I apologize to Motown's mother for the mouth I am distributing right now.
She loves Goldberg.
Okay, I understand that, and I'm sorry, but there is no reason for Goldberg to be in a professional wrestling ring in 2024. And I apologize to everyone that loves the man, and I understand why you do, but I never liked the guy, even back in 1997, because, and even less so now. He can't do a maneuver in the ring without damn near killing someone, and he can't go 3 minutes without blowing up. I'm going to give you something that'll make you rich. If you have a DraftKings account, when Crown Jewel or Survivor Series or wherever that old fart is going to have his match with Gunther, I want somebody on DraftKings to start betting on the over and under of whether Goldberg's entrance is going to last longer or shorter than the actual match. I'm talking from the beginning of the entrance to the beginning bell as the entrance, and then from bell to bell for the match. You will make a fortune on those bets if you organize it for DraftKings. I guarantee it. But that's my tap out. Goldberg being in anything in 2024 is a 3-foot candle that burns my ass.
Left cheek or right cheek?
No, right in the middle.
Ooh.
It cauterizes my hemorrhoids. And thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. I've got 3 today.
That was shitty.
Exactly. If you burn your asshole, you won't.
Oh, yeah, you
and
did.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future. Oh, my God.
All right.
Tony.
This has been a tap out week, to be honest with you. I was disgusted with the Miz heel turn and then losing R-Truth. I was looking forward to Motor City Machine Guns debuting, and that was a fucking waste of fucking time. Fucking underdelivered like a motherfucker. But my tap out, in all honesty, is this whole streaming shit. And the reason it's my tap out is like we don't get to see dub on YouTube TV. But they were putting it on like a day or two after it aired. They did that in Chicago. They did it in St. Louis. I haven't seen the last week episode yet. It's not even up yet. I'm sick. I am just fucking sick of the streaming services. I'm sick of the shit. I know this is where we're at right now, but like Raw's going to Netflix. The C-Dub, obviously, it's like a streaming service thing. I'm going to pay extra for to see the NXT, and I'm not doing that. I'm sorry, I'm not. If I can't see the shit on demand, I can't see it live. I'm just sick of how wrestling is being put out there now. Like, I don't want to have 50 million subscriptions to fucking watch the shit that I want to watch. I'm just sick of it. Sick of it.
Well, Tony, we'll talk later, and I'll get you on the high seas. We'll talk about that later.
But that's my tap out.
All right. Well, we'll move on to moment, and we'll let ladies go first. Ty, what was your moment of the week?
Well, I was gonna add the return of Nikita Lyons to NXT to my moment, but Tony ain't watched last week's episode yet, so I'm gonna omit that.
No,
But,
that's your moment. Throw it out
oh,
there.
actually, I got it. To me, it's a tie between NXT's return of Miss Nikita Lyons, because I know y'all fellas been looking forward to seeing her on TV. And my other moment of the week has to be from Collision, Ricochet versus AR Fox.
Match. That was a good match.
It was a good match because both of these guys used to be in Lucha Underground
Yes.
when Ricochet went
Yeah.
by Prince Puma and AR Fox went by Dante Fox.
Yes. Yes. Love me some Lucha. Miss some
Me
fucking
too.
Lucha Underground.
Cool. Marcus, moment.
My moment of the week was the return of Shelton Benjamin. To be 50 years old, he looked good. I mean, that knee lift he did to Leo Rush when he was from the middle rope, from the floor at 50, man, to have hops like that and to be able to move, he can move. That was impressive. I would be excited for it more, but again, AEW and pushing their star WWE star and take it to the next level. Well, I don't have to talk about all the examples of the farts they've laid doing that, but it was a great return for Shelton, and that was my moment.
Okay.
Who's next?
You up.
Marcus stole mine, so
Really?
Oh,
What?
I wanted to kill Lions, but Shelton just impressed the fuck out of me.
I'm just shocked because like you hate it. Wait. I just noticed this motherfucker got as much as shit on AEW out here with the all-out shirt on.
Yeah.
Okay, to be fair to Bobby, to be absolutely fair to the mastermind, he wants AEW to succeed. The reason that he's so fucking mad at them is because they are not doing right by him. For the same reason that I am mad at WWE. See, we feel the same way, it's just we're feeling it for the opposite woman.
Yeah, y'all the same but different.
Right. I divorced WWE a long time ago and they're doing some of the same shit that I still resent. Bobby wanted a relationship with AEW, but they did him wrong.
They did.
So
I mean,
I feel it.
I don't want you jumping on this because no, it's almost 6 o'clock.
Okay,
Bobby was. I mean, like he got the AEW All Out shirt on, and he was AEW All Out up until like our show in Chicago.
Well, you see, I'm still living in 2018 at the first All In. I left my heart at the Pepsi Arena. But what's your moment, Motown?
Y'all might think I'm crazy on this, but my moment of the week is it kind of built and built and built. And it started at SummerSlam when we went to there in Detroit. Yeet! Jey Uso. Oh my God. This motherfucker's a fucking star, man. I get hyped. I'm at the point I'm not he's not one of my absolute favorites. Like there's so many wrestlers I'd like to see more than Jey Uso. There's so many wrestlers out there that I think is better in the ring, and I'm like, I love this guy, love this guy, love this guy. But my moment of the week is Jey Uso, though. When he comes out there, he was on Raw, he was on SmackDown. When he comes out there and doing his entrance and everything, and every time he do his entrance, I'm doing it with him because I remember when we saw this shit live. I'm a Roman Reigns fan, and I went to SummerSlam expecting Roman to beat his ass. I was a Roman Reigns guy. Acknowledge your daddy. But Jay brings the energy. The energy that Jey Uso brings to wrestling I absolutely love. I love that. I don't. He's almost like Sandman in ECW. It don't matter what happens in the match. The energy bringing his entrance, man, I'm good. I am good. So
Well,
Jay Uso is my moment of the week.
well, it
He,
also helps that Jay is good in the ring too.
oh,
He's
he is good.
dynamic
No,
in the ring.
when I compare his entrance to Sandman,
Oh, I know, but
because Jay
Jay
Uso is like 10 times better than Sandman in the ring.
20 times better than
Yeah.
Sandman in the ring, and I love DCW, so that's saying a lot. But I'm kudos to Jey Uso. I hope they don't fuck that up.
I hope they don't fuck it up either. I
Yeah.
think it's gonna get fucked up. I
My
think
mo
it's
go
gonna get
ahead.
fucked up. And here's the reason I say it's gonna get fucked up. They're gonna put him back in the bloodline. He's gonna be on Roman's side. And he's gonna go from being main event Jay to a sidekick.
To
And
being part of the Wolf Pack.
yes.
You know, he's
And I'm not
never been a main event, but okay, that's neither here nor there.
but it's like I think when they put him back with Jimmy and Roman, could be Sammy. I'm sorry, Rob. The Advocate could return with Brock Lesnar to help the Bloodline, Roman's team. I know you don't want that, but I just think the best thing for Jimmy is to be on his own.
Yes.
But we all know we've been watching wrestling for many years. We know he's going to end up back in that storyline, and I think that's going to hurt him. I really think it's going to hurt him.
NWO all over again. My moment of the week was the story that was the story about Dynamite's ratings going up. In the wake of WrestleDream, the interest peaked and the numbers went back up. And we have been talking about the numbers for Dynamite going down the tank, and we've been talking about the significance of that. But we need to talk about it in the other direction too. The numbers went back up because of WrestleDream. And people, even if they hated it or were pissed at it, they wanted to see where it went next. And that's an improvement TV-wise for AEW. Like I've been saying, like I said before, WWE excels at episodic television. AEW excels at pay-per-views. At least the most people think they do.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, but they do need to get the ratings up. And even though we disagree about the reasons why they might be down, it is good and refreshing to see that the ratings for Dynamite went up. And the fact that that happened, and we can talk about it, was my moment of the week.
No, that's definitely a good moment though. It's kind of how crazy wrestling is. Cause I saw a stat, and I don't know if I saw it somewhere else and shared it or somebody else shared it though, but it's like, and I know the difference is the money. And at the end of the day, it is about money. It's about sales. It's about money. It's about what you bring in on the gate though. But WrestleDream was looked at as like being a bad. But they drew just as much as NXT did, which was not NXT, Bad Blood. Like the numbers were like close as far as like ticket sales. I don't know how close the numbers were as far as like dollars, but on asses in the seats, they were right there with each other. And the reason I bring this up, Rob, is the fact that like you always been an advocate for AEW.
Yes.
AEW does get shitted on for numbers when WWE get praised for the same numbers. And I know some of that is the dollar that they're bringing in. Like, because Triple H does focus more on like money made versus tickets sold. But it's like,
okay, I'm not going to sit here and say that money and ratings don't matter at all.
No, they do.
What I'm saying and what I've been trying to convey all along is that to a certain part of wrestling fandom, the art matters more than the viewership. Because let's face it, professional wrestling is a niche audience. We're a subculture. That's why we have a podcast specifically dedicated to it, and why a lot of other people do on YouTube and everywhere else and Spotify, and we're expanding, and that's a good thing. Thank you, Bobby Rogers. Love you, Mastermind, for that. But depending on where you fall on the fandom, and this is certainly true for me, the art and the product of professional wrestling itself matters more than whether you're making bank off of it. That's why I love the independent circuit, and that's why some people don't. And that's just, how it plays out. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of time this week for FTW Future Focus Week.
Wait, Rob, before you sign us off.
Yeah.
Next week, guys, is Old School Sunday.
Yes! Yes! Oh, that is a great way to end the show. We got Old School coming up. Can't wait for that. Oh, on behalf of the Mastermind Bobby Rogers, Tony Motown Allen, Marvelous Marcus Buckley, the Tigeress Ty Nickerson. Can't wait for next week. And this was a hell of a show. It's great to be online. It's great to be with you. I am your not so humble correspondent, Robert Black, and we will definitely see you in the future for FTW Future Focus. Hit that, James Brown!
Fucking bitches!
Hit it. Oh, how you feel, brother?
Feeling good.
You feel good?
Feeling good. It's groovy.
Play so much bone, brother. How you feel, man?
I feel all right.
I call your name. I don't want no people to know you're in here. How you feel, fella? Hey, Jam! Sure getting down. Look at him. Ha. We're gonna have a funky good time. 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 Let's take 'em up, Fred. We gotta take you high. Yeah. Ow. All right. You wanna do it again? You wanna do it again, huh?
Yeah, let's do one more time.
We gotta take you high. Yeah. Fred. Brother.
Yeah.
Now I want everybody. Let Fred blow about 2 choruses. And then I want to wave you in. Let's go and do that. We did this now. All right.
Yeah. All right.
I'm gonna get that fella with the little horn over there. You know, James Horn's on me.
Let's go.
Fred, can you take us high?